Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So what do you say to people who come to your country uninvited, you didn't send for them, and maybe even illegally, but then they come in and act like they are entitled to some special privilege that you're not giving them? And, I was such and such a place and I was living well before I got here. And you wonder, well, why didn't you stay there? Since we're overcrowded here, we're trying to clear off all of these immigrants, these illegals and legals too, for all I care. They could get rid of them too. But you came here and now you got so much to say. Just watch this.
But they don't hate you.
Not getting any racism in China once.
You don't have hate. I have encountered hate in America, though. Race in America is very tense. America is a well-segregated country. Oh, you're black, you have to go to your black. Hispanic, you have to go to your Hispanic. And then me that I'm neither. I'm African. Like, where'd I go to? I've been to Arrogance, this woman, oh my goodness. Oh, you're very fortunate to be in America. Like, so people think you don't have a life until you arrive in America. Like, you didn't have came from China. I had a life before I came to this country. So you just came to China and said, boom, miracle happened. Like that.
And see, the lie he's telling is that he had a life before he came to America. Because if he had a life before he came to America, why did he come to America? And why is he staying here? Why doesn't he leave? These people are such liars, and they don't have manners. Based on what we call manners in America, they don't have manners. And America is not so segregated. And did y'all notice how much authority he spoke with? He spoke with the authority of somebody who has been here for the last 10 or 15 years, maybe even was born here and been living here all his life. He said he's been in China. There's no racism in China. Right there, we know there's a lie. Those Chinese people blame COVID on the Africans. Donald Trump blamed COVID on the Chinese. The Chinese turned around and blamed it on the Africans. That's racism. The Chinese kicked the Africans out of their apartments in China. That's racism. The Chinese wouldn't even let Africans register in hotels in China. That's racism. And that was published worldwide. That wasn't even something Americans made up. And they pick at Africans on social media all the time. This man is such a liar. And as far as segregation in America, he sounds like somebody that's speaking from the 1950s. America is segregated in some areas and not segregated in most areas. Where I live, and I live in the deep South, and I'm surrounded by white people. And we go to the grocery store with white people. That's not segregated. We go to the movie theater with white people. That's not segregated. I live in a multiracial neighborhood with white people. That's not segregation. If I decide to take a class at the university, that's not segregated. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I'm drowning in the lies that this dude told right there in just 31 seconds. He told a lie every second for 31 seconds. These people are outrageous liars. America is what America is. And these Africans do that all the time. They are the worst of the immigrants that come to the United States because they've got the most to say, but they don't want to go home. They're crossing hell on a spider web, coming up in here illegally, won't leave, even though the government is trying to get them out of here, but yet instead they say stuff like this. They are the most ungrateful people in the world, which is why nobody wants them in their country. And even up there in New York, where they have all those African immigrants up there, the people that live in Harlem say it stinks up there. They don't even want to go on the block that they live now. You see what I'm saying? But he will come here and say something like this. And they're just laughing, just like, oh, America's not all great. It's not what it's all cracked up to be. But you won't leave. Just like that Akon guy from Senegal, who has been leeching off of black Americans all of his life. Then he went over to Africa to tell Africans we didn't have any culture and the Africans were so superior, yet black Americans can't get rid of him. He was at the BET Awards the other night. So if Africa has so much great culture and is so much better than black Americans, why can't black Americans get rid of him? I guarantee you if a poll was taken, the majority of black Americans would say that he has worn out his welcome and he steps up just like he belongs there. He is not a part of our lineage. He is not a part of our culture. He's a leech. See, this is the kind of stuff that really annoys me. It really annoys me. And it's not just the Indians. The Indians have their issues. But the Africans, to me, are the worst. Because they are the ones that nobody wants in their country. They won't leave. The British tried to get them out of their country, send them to Rwanda, and they won't leave. They don't want to go back to Africa. They want to nest under white people. And it's really, they are some strange people. But the problem with them is that they won't go home, and then they got so much to say. And they don't even realize how poor manners that is in a country that's not even yours. You're not entitled to anything in America. You haven't worked for anything in America. None of your family members have worked for anything in America. You need to go home. Since you have it so great, you had it so great before you got here, you had a life. Why did you give up that life to come to this country where you say you have no agency, which you don't? That's what I find very irritating. But y'all let me know if you find that just as irritating as I do. And this is my last video for the day.